Festival here in Santa Barbara. This day, though, International Women's Day, is being celebrated around the globe. Did anybody go to Google today? Google has the most amazing Google Doodles and then also the videos online. Before midnight, check that out sometime. So we're here to celebrate women, and men are part of this too today, and in such a beautiful way. You're in for a terrific program this evening, and then tomorrow, all kinds of presenters and speakers, from Kelly to Brock to Rona Barrett to more. We suggest you check your program. I'm really happy to be part of this. My name is Catherine Remak. I've been doing the morning show on K-Lite for many, many years. Thank you. And, you know, if my mom were alive, she would be close to 90 years old. So to have a working mom as I was growing up here in Santa Barbara was a little different. And in fact, my mom worked for a local think tank called Tempo. And she used to tell me often that her CEO would start the meeting with the gentleman and Roberta. She was the only woman that was in a management position working there. And she never told me anything. She didn't really talk to me about women's rights, but I knew growing up that I could be anything that I wanted. And so I thank her for that, and I think about her. Yeah, go mom. And speaking of, we've come a long way, but then I read these stats today, and you can read those too. On International Women's Day, women are over one half of the world's population. We do 2/3 of the world's work. We earn 1/10 of the world income and own 1/100th of the world's property. So we've come a long way, but we got a long way to go. So before we begin this evening's program, we're going to do something very special and start off on a wonderful note this evening. And we have a special and sacred blessing from the Chumash. In order to represent and bring them on stage is a man that I'll introduce you to more later this evening. He's actually responsible, speaking of men being such an integral part of this day and this weekend, he's responsible for bringing the movie Femme that you're going to see before too long here. His name is Emiliano Campobello. Got that right. And he's a Santa Barbara local. You might know him as an artist or a musician. He does murals and sacred spaces, and he plays Native American flute for many ceremonies, most of them healing ceremonies. He's also been on the executive committee of the Women's Festival for the last 4 years. Had a wonderful discussion with him earlier. And he's bringing on our very special guest, so please welcome him to welcome the Chumash.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much all for coming here to support this wonderful event, supporting women around the world. Thank you first off to Patty DeDominic, Tracy Beard, and Janice Johnson, the co-producers of this beautiful event. I'd also like to recognize one other woman who happens to be here in the crowd. It's my mother, Selena Andrade. Please stand, Mom. This is my own gutsy gal here. I was brought up in a Chicano feminist household, and there aren't very many of those. My father supported that as well. My mother in the early 70s wrote her master's thesis on sexism in children's literature, noting that 99% of the heroes were male, and pointing out that we need to train people and educate them from very early to understand, hey, we can all be heroes. She's also the former chairwoman of the Community Action Commission and vice chair of the CalNEVA, California Nevada Community Action Commission, as well as committing the last 35 years of her life to helping those with developmental disabilities, especially the children and babies. So I just want to thank you for helping make me who I am. Thank you, Mom. And Now I'm going to introduce the Chumash singers, and this is a very special group of women, and also one man from their lineage. They are direct descendants of the royal family from Siuktun, which is the Chumash village by West Beach here. Their ancestor was a woman chief of the tribe.
Thank you for being here. On behalf of the Chumash people, we would like to offer these songs. I'm nervous. And to honoring the women of the world.
The next song we're going to sing is called Pitayanan, and it's a song that was given to us by one of our tribal leaders, and she wrote this song to talk about acknowledging that our customs and our culture are still here. The song says, we are here, and then it says, we walk together, to show that we are moving forward as a people. And we offer this to all of us here today to show that we are moving forward as women, and we are moving forward united with our community.
The next song we would like to sing for you is the Willow song. And the willow represents our women in that it is what we use to hold our ops together. And just like the willow holds our homes, our ops together, the women hold the family together. And the willow teaches us that it grows on the sides of the rivers. And when the water gets high and it's difficult, the willow knows when it's time to bend so it doesn't break. And it comes as teaching to us to know that we need to bend when times get hard. And it lets us know that the water will go down and we will be able to stand up straight and be strong again. The last song we would like to sing for you is the Ancestor Song. And this song teaches us, it says, to talk about the old ways, sing and dance, to talk about the old ways, sing and dance, keep it alive. And that's what we are doing here today. I'm very proud to be in the presence of my mother, my aunt, and my children. And it's something that we feel very strongly about, that we want to carry on the traditions of our ancestors and teach our children to take it into the future, just like all of us women have in our hearts to teach our children to be good people for the future, and to teach our women to stay strong and believe in who they are. So here's an ancestor song.
Treat that was. You know, I didn't realize that they were all connected in terms of being one big family. But I was thinking, starting with the Willow Tree song and that last song, when they were talking about stories and passing stories on from generation to generation. I've done a little bit of speaking and writing about storytelling, and I didn't really think it would weave into this, but I think it does. Do you know that most historians and sociologists believe, and rightly so, that we are really, humans are the only animals that pass on and tell stories? And storytelling is so vital to who we are and what we are, and I love that is so ingrained in the Chumash's culture. And I hope that's something that you bring from this festival through the weekend and our presentation today, because really what this is collective stories from Emiliano's and his mom to lots of different folks that I'm going to introduce now. This is a woman who may not need a lot of introduction, but I'm going to do it nonetheless. She is fabulous, she is beautiful, she is unstoppable, and she is the COO and Chief Catalyst of Maui Mastermind. She also is the former commissioner of the Americas FCEM.org and President Emeritus of the National Association of Business Owners. She's won a litany of awards, including Entrepreneur of the Year, LA Business Journal CEO of the Year, congressional and presidential recognition for her service to business. But more importantly to us, she lives right here in this community. How fortunate are we? And many, many years ago, when she began the International Women's Festivals really around the globe, she started one right here in Santa Barbara. So please welcome our founder of the Women's Festival of Santa Barbara and producer, Patty DeDominic.
Thank you, Catherine. Aren't we? We're so fortunate to have Catherine Remak here with us. Catherine, thank you. It's one of the things I love about Santa Barbara, because you can be sitting right next to somebody, or you can be in the grocery store. And one day I was walking to Via Vi and I dropped a bunch of papers. I was carrying, my clipboard, which is permanently attached to my arm. I dropped a bunch of papers and I turned around and this charming gentleman was picking them up. And it was, what's Michael Douglas's father's name? Kirk Douglas, that's right. I mean, that's just how Santa Barbara is. And you can turn around and you can see in this room Emiliano Campobello. You can see Catherine Remak. You can see Judy Weisbart in the room. It's incredible what you can see when you look around in Santa Barbara and the most amazing people that we have. I thank you all for being here, and I want to say a special thanks to you who are watching us live streaming. You may know we are live streaming around the world starting now. Thanks to Rich Tamayo and Deb Halberstad, who are our incredible team, and a lot of other great technical people. This is being broadcast. So if you have friends who would like to be watching this, but they couldn't be here at Earl Warren tonight, they can log into our website at womensfestivals.org, and they can be part of the International Women's Festival. So I just want to mention that we're going to be live streaming all night not the movie, but then again tomorrow morning from 8:30 until 5:30. So you're just going to be sharing this experience with millions of people around the world. So I just want to say a special shout out to everybody and how excited. I started the International Women's Festivals because I didn't think the U.S. was doing such a great job of celebrating the accomplishments and the potential of women. And I thought other places celebrate International Women's Day. And Judy Weisbart had sort of been celebrating International Women's Day here in Santa Barbara. I said, let's do it a grand scale. So I got together some leading nonprofit organizations, including Girls Inc., the National Association of Women Business Owners, Women's Economic Ventures, City College, and others. And I brought together corporate donors, individual philanthropists, and volunteers. And that's how the Women's Festival was born, and the first one was done in 2007. And two women have been with me since the beginning, and I want you to know that all this happens because of the labor of love and the checks written by those of you in this room and by two really special women. So I would like to invite both Janice Johnson and Tracy Beard to come and join me on stage. So look at this team. These are the nucleus who've spread out with hundreds of volunteers, including Maria Lopez, Dr. Annabelle Ford, Gutsy Gal Deborah Hutchison, Dana Ochoa, Jean Sincer, and many more. And Brisha Logan and others. We won't take all the time to recognize everyone now because we have more program to share with you. But Tracy and JJ and I want to thank you for sharing this evening with us, and we want to tell you that we hope you have a fantastic time. We have extraordinary presenters in store for you, and we hope you'll patronize all the sponsors here. Every single one of the exhibitors were personally invited by either Tracy or JJ or Dana or me. And all the artists were invited by Brisha and the volunteers. It's just really a wonderful collaborative effort. So thank you for being here. And did I forget to thank anybody? Sponsors. Oh, yeah. Sponsors. Yes, thank you. We want to say special thanks to my current business partner and my employer, Maui Mastermind, who came. I became Chief Operating Officer last July, and I said, oh, I do something. I do this women's thing every year, and so you need to be a sponsor. So they were the major sponsor this year. And then New York Life is a returning sponsor. And we want to thank also the Chumash, the San Ynez Band of Chumash. They gave us a grant, as did the UCSB Community, the CAB Foundation, Community Action Board.
Community Advisory Board at UCSB.
Yes. Anita D'Aguilar from Oppenheimer, a number of others, Marlis Bohm, Lexus DCH Lexus. They've been an incredible sponsor, and if you haven't got your new car yet, you better run over there and buy a car from Dana. Okay, that's enough now. Well, there will be more sponsors, and they are in the program. So thank you, and more to come. So let's turn this back to the professional MC here.